Coming soon to a theater near you. You've seen Spider-Man save the day and be the hero. You've seen his struggles, his challenges, and his evolution. Now it's time for Sony Pictures to milk the Spider-Man property for all it's got with a new movie from the Spider-Man universe. This is Spider-Man NYPD Perspective. Follow the NYPD in the Spider-Man universe, copyright Sony Pictures, as they solve cases unrelated to Spider-Man and racially profiled people of all colors on their path to justice. A crazy, action-packed film where the police shoot and kill unarmed minority civilians because they look like they could sell drugs one day, and
oh yeah, you scare when you moved a little bit.
Watch as New York's finest mercilessly beat down protesters in crazy action scenes, like where they run over a group of the evil pot-smoking liberals with their car and trample them with horses because how dare they stand up for what they believe in. Where is Spider-Man in all of this? Well, it doesn't matter. He's doing something not being racist. You'll have to sit through 3.5 hours and 4 sequels of Spider-Man NYPD Perspective. Property of Sony Pictures, trademark Sony Pictures. We are Sony Pictures. Sony Pictures owns this franchise. Don't you fucking forget it, Marvel. We will milk this all day. Ladies and gentlemen, the Short News Podcast with your host, Alex Mador.
What you're asking for has got a powerful price.
What's up, guys? Wow, welcome back to the Short News Podcast. Wow, that feels good. I'm back after a long week off trying to finish up these final papers. Who am I, you might ask if you're a new listener here. My name is Alex Mador. I'm a dude who makes music and talks about politics while trying to gain the knowledge to be qualified enough to talk about this shit, you know? Thanks for sticking with me while I've been away. I saw that last episode didn't do very well, so I'm guessing the whole cracker conversation didn't sit well with a lot of people. Do I feel bad? Not really. I don't think that's a word that should be treated like the N-word, the way that fragile white people are treating it. But whatever, we're moving forward from that. Hassan is unbanned starting today, and I'm sure we're all excited to see him stream after his mandated week off. But yeah, I've been busy, dude. 3 finals that I needed to do, and I still have one more thing that I need to finish up, then that's it. I'm one step closer to graduation, and that's pretty fucking awesome, man. I'm so close to being done. I just have to take one more music class for like 2 weeks, short class, then I'm finished, graduated, ready to go out into the world, getting a car soon, so that's exciting, because I'm going to need to in order to get to work and all that stuff, and the podcast isn't going away, though. I don't want you to think that. I like doing it, so I'll try my best to stay on top of schedule and still have fun with the show. My goal is to find a company that needs a podcaster to host or co-host a show so I can do what I actually enjoy doing, which is this. And there was an opening at NPR, but I don't think I have enough comedy experience for that show. At least I don't think so. I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff we need to catch up on. The world is kind of in a fucked up position. There's a lot of COVID-19 news going around. There's a lot of COVID-19 going around. It's concerning. A ton of people are traveling for the holidays. I was actually going to head over to see my family, but I can't do that because Omicron is infecting everyone right now. 74% of COVID cases in the United States are now found to be Omicron. And they're saying if you don't get your 3rd dose of the vaccine, then you're essentially back to square one with immunity. And it's concerning, dude. I think I may have been exposed to COVID because of an emergency situation where someone I live with had to be near a COVID patient who was coughing. And, you know, I'm not saying I have it, but my throat feels really scratchy and I'm stuffed up a little bit and coughing. But I also smoked a lot of weed the past couple of days, so it could just be the effect of taking bowl rips to the face in the winter time. I don't know. I need to switch back to vaping weed instead, you know? But yeah, I've been on Twitter a lot less than usual just because of being so busy, but when I do go on it, it seems like all my New York Twitter friends and peers have COVID right now. Pretty much every single one of them except for the select few. And I know a lot of people on Twitter, and they're all getting sick, all testing positive. We're literally right back to where we started. And there's that side of Twitter that is still saying, COVID isn't real, it's a pandemic. And to that I say, how do you not know people who have already gotten the virus? We've been in this for 2 years. You must know somebody who's gotten it. Or do you not believe that the people you know who got it actually had it? Because there are the people that are like, oh, the tests aren't real. The tests are just random. It just makes it up. What? No. That would be such a waste of time, money, resources. What? No, they actually work. They do work. That's so stupid. What is the conspiracy here? Like, I don't understand what's up with these people. Like people they know are put on ventilators and they still think the virus is fake and just a ploy to get people vaccinated. Like, vaccinated for what then? There is no mind control vaccine. There's no weird ass conspiracy that they're putting things in the vaccine. We've had vaccines before, way before this, and people still go, "Oh, I like vaccines. I just don't like this vaccine." This vaccine is the most high-tech one we've had before. And it's supposed to save lives, not end them. There would be no point in using what they think, which is like population control methods, on the people in the country with the most compassion. If they killed off all the people with enough compassion and common sense to get vaccinated, then all that's left are uncontrollable, selfish, libertarian, ungovernable, violent freaks. You want to know a science project that is definitely evil mind control and not life-saving like a vaccine? Elon Musk's Neuralink brain implant. That's something you conspiracy theorists want to be upset about. They literally drill a hole in your brain and the Neuralink is sticking out of your skull after they install it. Like, what is it for? That has the potential for fucking mind control, dude. That's like changing your brain mechanically and digitally. And the technology there hasn't been perfected. It's bulky, clunky, like I said, sticking out of your head. And that's Elon Musk. He has the money, the technology, the resources to develop the craziest, most high-tech things. But they still turn out bulky and shitty. When the most modern technology out there is still pretty shitty and bulky when it comes to this mind control type shit or whatever, how could they put anything so tiny that would have any similar effect into the vaccine? It doesn't make sense. We already know the ingredients. You can look them up. We know what it does. We know how it works. If you don't accept the reality of things, then I can't insult you any more than I have in the past up to this point. You just need therapy and a primary care provider to better educate you on this. Like, look, I want to be done with COVID. You want to be done with COVID. Look at the history and what worked to get us out of the outbreaks of the past. Even in the 1700s, George Washington mandated a basic version of vaccines for his troops, and it got them through the winter and stopped all his soldiers from dying, and they were able to win the war against the British, giving this country, the freedom that we live in now, the America that we have. So, vaccines are partially the reason that we aren't owned by Britain anymore. Our soldiers wouldn't have made it to the fight if it wasn't for Washington's mandates. And we wouldn't have this country that you guys love so much and you're so patriotic about, but you won't get vaccinated. Like, we'd still be paying taxes to Britain as a colony. And no one wants that. I know you crystal mommy anti-vaxxers love your tea. And we'd be paying extra to the oibruvs to get that stuff. So think about the history and how we've survived so much because we have science, we have innovation, we have the vaccines. You like the founding fathers so much, patriots? Do what Washington would do. Contribute to saving America. Because we all need to do our part. so we can get back to normal and no one will have to die from this virus anymore. Don't you want that? I want that. Besides, you're going to want mRNA vaccines because they were originally being developed and are still being developed as a cure for cancer. And it's proven to work by clinical trials. We've talked about this before, but to the new people, they have mRNA vaccines where they take a sample of the person's cancer cells, make a custom mRNA vaccine that fights those cancer cells. They give it to the person and it tells their body how to fight and kill that cancer. It's fucking amazing. And I don't think people should resist the awesome technology that we have that will save lives. I don't know about you, but I've made a lot of mistakes with how I've treated my body the last however many years. So this potential treatment of the future, possibly being cleared for use, gives me hope that we can cure cancer. So have some optimism about our medical technology. Not everything needs to be distrusted, except for Elon Musk. That dude, fucking evil genius. He could probably assassinate anybody who has or is near a Tesla on some iRobot shit. And Neuralink is sketchy. The Tesla robots are scary. Tesla's out here running over camels. I don't know, man. I don't trust him. Also, if you talk shit about Musk or Tesla, he bans you from his fast chargers. So I'm shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck charging your car if you say anything complaining about him. Anyways, okay, that's enough for COVID talk. Biden is probably going to speak about this today or sometime this week. And Biden is getting shat on these days. And I'm not that mad about it. I'm not. I just think we're all fucked right now. And hey, at least he adopted a new dog. That's some great optics there. Maybe everyone will forget that the Build Back Better bill is going in the fucking trash. The Biden administration just looks like a major fail. And they get super defensive when you criticize the job they've done. See Kamala Harris on Charlemagne's show last week. So meanwhile, Democrats under this administration are doing insider trading, making so much money off of cheating the economy, while the citizens they're supposed to be working for, who voted for them, are lining up outside of soup kitchens for one free meal from Mr. Beast, which bless that man's heart for doing this. But he shouldn't have to. When we have elected officials who promise to help people but are cheating the system to profit while taking as much as they can from the working class, while also protecting the super wealthy billionaires and corporations from having to pay any taxes. And Nancy Pelosi, who I really don't like, girl boss Nancy, said that because it's a free market, government officials should be allowed to trade stocks, when that's actually a major conflict of interest and a super fucking corrupt thing to say. At least AOC called her out for it because, she's a real boss, I'm not saying that sarcastically. I know that sounded sarcastic. I'm sorry. But, elected officials, she's right. They should not be allowed to trade individual stock. And good for her for speaking out against that demon Nancy Pelosi. Elected officials on both sides shouldn't be allowed to take advantage of their positions and insider knowledge to have a leg up financially over the people who they're supposed to be helping out of their poverty situations. But of course, instead, they're making millions for themselves and ignoring the economic problems that the working class have. None of our government officials actually care about us. They pretend to sometimes, but they really just want to keep their positions of power and make as much money from those positions of power as they possibly can. And it happens on both sides, like I said. We have to call it out. Otherwise, these greedy bastards won't actually work for us like they're supposed to, since we, the people, voted for them. Voted them in so they could fucking work for us. So once again, Nancy Pelosi came in clutch with the corruption and the hypocrisy. Fuck, dude, I cannot talk. I'm just so... Speaking of demons named Nancy, and speaking of, Nancy Reagan. Nancy Reagan has been in the news for the last, week and a half, last couple of weeks. And not for passing shitty legislation or for helping Ronald put drugs in black neighborhoods, but no, for giving the best spin cycle car wash gluck gluck head in all of the MGM lot back in the day. She was known as Always Say Yes Nancy when she was Nancy Davis, which, holy shit, that really shows a different side to the most uptight looking first lady in history. I had no idea she had those type of skills. You know, there's some dude out there, some lonely mad scientist whose wife won't sleep with him anymore, who just started focusing all of his efforts on building a time machine once he heard about Nancy Reagan's sloppy toppy skills. I have to know if it was that good. He's like in there building, king, 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 like Iron Man in the workshop. His wife comes in, when will you be back, honey? And he's like, never, Stacy, hopefully never. I'm curious though. I want to know like what specifically her skills were. Like, I don't know. I'm just curious. I want to know. Like, was it that good? Is it cheating if my girl didn't even exist back then? Wasn't born? You know, I always say yes, Nancy. Beautiful. And to think Ben Shapiro's sister is the one to bring this to attention by comparing Nancy to Madonna. Saying Madonna is trashy and Nancy is classy. Not so fucking classy now, huh, Abby Shapiro? More like a fucking sloppy toppy legend. She should have started her own radio show called Call Her Nancy. Would have been better than putting drugs in minority neighborhoods, that's for sure. So, what that happened while I was gone. What else? What else is going on? Oh yeah. My Spider-Man review. I think there's been enough time has passed. I saw it on Thursday afternoon, so I'm going to talk about it, spoilers and all. So if you haven't seen it, skip ahead to the Ted Cruz roast. That's my warning to you. The movie's been out now for days, so the embargo on talking about it is over. So spoilers, incoming now. I'll let you, after the pufferfish sound. So holy shit, dude. What a fucking movie. I love that entire film with everything in me. The amount of surprises, fan service, the plot, action sequences, emotions, villains, everything about this movie was fantastic. It's truly a Spider-Man movie. Like the last two movies were kind of weird to me because Spider-Man has all these crazy gadgets and could just 3D print more suits and gadgets at his disposal and Iron Man suits or whatever. That's not what Spider-Man is about. And it was cool and all, but he was just a kid with some cool toys who was really irresponsible, fucked shit up all the time, and that's what I didn't like about Holland's Spider-Man. But they completely fixed that with this movie. He still has all the crazy suits and cool toys for most of the movie, but he starts out, childish and irresponsible. That's how he gets into all the trouble that the movie has with all the villains coming from the different universes, because he fucks up Doctor Strange's spell with his interrupting. Just frustrating to watch because he's being such an annoying kid about it. But that's the point. I mean, he does grow up a lot throughout the film, and he gets the great power comes great responsibility talk from Aunt May after Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin fatally wounds her, which was really sad because I wasn't expecting Aunt May to die, like, ever. She never died in the comics. She was never really, like, that much in trouble in the older movies. I mean, the Green Goblin attacked Aunt May in Spider-Man 1, like, with Tobey, but she was just in the hospital. She never died and didn't die in the comics. So yeah, I was surprised, but we never saw Uncle Ben die in this franchise, in this series, so they had to kill one parental figure to make him get the responsibility talk, I guess. So that was upsetting. People cried, but they really turned everyone's sadness around like 5 minutes later when, two surprise characters pop in from different dimensions through the power of magic. So, ready? Spoilers after the pufferfish. Fast forward if you don't want to hear it. Fast forward if you don't want to hear it. Okay, so yeah. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man show up from their respective films and give the Marvel Cinematic Universe Peter a nice talking to, little pep talk. They act as his mentors, teach him what it really means to be Spider-Man, telling him about the people they've lost while being Spider-Man. And, Andrew's Spider-Man talks about Gwen and how he couldn't save her. He eventually gets a redemption arc in the final battle, which tearjerker, total tearjerker, so satisfying to see. Toby tells Peter about Uncle Ben and how he messed up there, and then he got his revenge, and it doesn't feel good to get revenge, and teaching them all these things that only an older Spider-Man would know. So wait, where was I? Oh yeah, Toby and Andrew's chemistry together was really fun to see. Them especially together was really cute. There's this scene where Toby's building Andrew up because Andrew's I only fought a Russian in a rhino suit, as the other two are talking about other crazy villains they fought, and then Toby's no, dude, you're amazing. You're amazing, okay? You are amazing. And Andrew's thanks. I needed to hear that. And it was a very meta moment because Garfield's Spider-Man was fantastic. He was great in that role. Too handsome. That was one of the issues. Too fucking handsome for that role, but still did a really good job with both the Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So it was good to see him get the credit where it's due. So yeah, they tell him about the sacrifices that need to be made. It's cool to see Toby back in his old suit since it's been 15 years since he's been Spider-Man. And here's something. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is rumored to be coming back full-time as Sony's own Spider-Man, while Tom Holland continues as the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Spider-Man. Which, that's really cool. We're just gonna have, a bunch of Spider-Mans going around that we can just, be happy about. I'm excited. I'm excited. Because, you got the Morbius movie coming out, you got another Venom sequel. Venom was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for, 5 minutes or whatever. And then he gets transported back to his universe. And people are thinking, okay, maybe he fights Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and that's the Spider-Man in that universe, in the Sony universe, with Morbius, and, they're building up this whole thing, and they can do that with Garfield. And, that would be really cool to see. I think the reception that he got from the audience was, it was a lot. It was a lot. Everyone was so happy with his performance. They would be stupid to not offer him a shit ton of money to come back. It would be a dumb decision to not bring back Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. They have to do it. So I think they are. Reliable sources say that it's happening, or they're in talks to make that happen. We're going to get Amazing Spider-Man 3, is what they said. And I'm hoping that's true. Don't get mad at me if it's not, because I heard this from very reliable sources. Okay, so, like I said about this movie, they solve the too many gadgets issue at the end of the film, and all I'll say on that is Peter, due to the circumstances at the end of the movie, has to sew his own classic comic book Spider-Man suit with no new fancy Stark tech, no moving eyes, has, become more like Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man, where he makes the suit himself, finally having developed into a Spider-Man and not a Spider-Boy. And that was really cool, that growth there. So it was a very satisfying film to see, and in my opinion, was much better than Avengers Endgame, which that was hard to top. They fucking killed Iron Man. That was crazy. I might just be biased though because they had my three favorite people. Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. They also had Willem Dafoe, so four, and Doc Ock. They had the Amazing Spider-Man villains as well, and pretty much everyone that is anyone is in that movie. But so with Omicron going around, it's scary to go into theaters, but the theater is truly the best way, and the only legal way to experience this film. I mean, I have seen scenes from the film recommended to me on YouTube of all places, and YouTube is not doing a good job at at moderating those kinds of things. Hopefully they do soon, but it's too late now. Anyways, I give this movie a 9 out of 10 just because it was so fun, so enjoyable, so rewarding as a longtime fan of the franchise. So I highly suggest seeing it when you can, when you feel comfortable, however you go about it. I don't know if it's ever going to be on Disney Plus because it's Sony, but one can hope that it ends up on there. I saw Shang-Chi on Disney Plus a few days before seeing Spider-Man, and that was a really fun film as well. I didn't think I would like it too much because Marvel films have been so stale, but I did. I liked it a lot. It's cool. There's such there's such an awesome Asian superhero who has crazy strong powers with high energy fight scenes. I like that representation there, and I look forward to seeing his role in the Avengers. And I like how they cleaned up the Iron Man 3 Mandarin mess with this film. They show the actual Mandarin in this movie, and then they show the old Mandarin, like the fake one. My name is Trevor. I'm an actor. He's in this as Trevor, the actor. Ben Kingsley reprises his role. Very funny. That guy was as much of a fake out and disappointment as Iron Man 3 was. He was the best part of that movie. Oh, you don't want to go in there after he just like destroys the bathroom, and Iron Man's all confused, like, what? You're the Mandarin? You're like, oh no, I'm Trevor. I'm an actor. So they cleaned that up. It was really cool to see them like retcon in a smart way. All that. And they've been setting that up for a while. Anyways, that's enough Marvel film reviews for today. I really hope I don't have COVID. My throat is so clogged and I'm so stuffy. And those are two main symptoms of this Omicron variant, but here we are, still doing this show because I love it. I love doing it. I love you guys. And I won't let this COVID shit kick my triple vaccinated ass. So, let's roast Ted Cruz, since we haven't done that in a long time, and I'm jonesing for a good roast. We got a real treat this time. He was on Ben Shapiro's show about 5 days ago, so we're getting a 2-for-1 here. A twofer.
Joining us on the line is Senator Ted Cruz, of course.
Joining us on the line is Senator Ted Cruz. I found out today that he has no testicles, so I am raising funds to try to get him a new pair of testicles. We have to do that. We just have to. He is a hero. He is a hero trying to do the best things for our country, even though he escapes to go to Cancun whenever there's a problem.
Great state of Texas sits on the committee.
The great
on Foreign
state
Relations,
of Texas. Dude, Texas is a fucking mess.
For Science and Transportation, Committee on the Judiciary, basically all the important committees. Senator Cruz, great to talk to you.
Ben, always good to be with you. Thank you.
So one of the things that
Ben, always good to be with you. I'm sitting here on my MacBook using my AirPods with low quality voice audio because even though I am a podcaster, was too lazy to set up my microphone, plug that in, just plug in a USB, that type of thing. Way too much work for me. I don't know how to operate that computer thing. Before this, I was watching porn, so I got my AirPods in. I was liking things on 9/11, as you know. Sorry, I gotta warm up.
Obviously, the American public
I
doesn't.
just got a notification about gamers are angry at neopronouns. Oh, great. Okay, let me just say this before we go into this. Why do people like need to get so mad at pronouns that people prefer to be called? There's no point. Like, it's not your business. Like, it's like if somebody's name is Jim and you keep calling them John on purpose, like, that's fucking annoying. That's a dick move. They're Jim, not John. You know that. So what's the fucking problem? Just because you don't like the name Jim doesn't mean you can just change their name to John. You see what I'm saying?
Doesn't watch too closely until it breaks out into the headlines is what's going on in foreign policy. The Biden administration, as disastrous as they have been on domestic policy, shockingly, they have somehow been even more disastrous on foreign policy. Between the pullout from Afghanistan and the green lighting of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, basically they've signaled to Vladimir Putin and the Russians that they can do whatever they want. It is highly ironic that in the aftermath of the Trump administration, where the entire media suggested that Donald Trump was a cat's paw of the Russian...
Oh, he talked to Ted beforehand. About this. This is everything Ted already talks about on Fox News. They just play telephone with each other, is what I'm learning. And I'm sure CNN does the same shit. That's the thing. All these grifters, all these media people, they're all same full of shit, repeating the same fucking bullshit phrases.
Government for 4 long years. It turns out the Biden administration is far weaker when it comes to Russia than the Trump administration ever was by orders of magnitude.
Far weaker. They're far weaker than me. Have you seen my massive muscles? I call them facts and logic. Yeah. Those are my biceps. If Alex Mador wants to challenge me to a one-on-one, I will beat his ass anytime, anywhere. I don't even have to take my hat off. I will do it.
Maybe you can give us an update on what is going on in Ukraine, because Putin has not withdrawn the nearly 200,000 troops he has stationed on the border over there.
Well, Ben, that's exactly right. And fundamentally, what we're seeing play out is a difference between two visions of foreign policy.
Oh my God, he looks fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. Oh my God, he just looks like. Not only does he look like a blobfish with a beard, but he looks like a sad, depressed. Like, he looks like he was just crying. I hate to say it, Ted, but you look like your wife just yelled at you, like, Ted. Yeah, I will never sleep in the same bedroom as you again after you didn't defend me, and I found out that you have no testicles. I like balls, and you don't got balls, so you gotta sleep outside. And he's like,
A vision of strength versus a vision of weakness. The left has always believed that appeasement is the right approach to foreign policy. That if you look at the Biden foreign policy apparatus, what you said a minute ago is exactly right. Their domestic policy has been a disaster. Their economic policy has been even worse. But both of those pale in comparison to the utter train wreck that is their foreign policy. And it started most significantly with Afghanistan, when Biden pulled us out of Afghanistan at an absolute chaos, disaster, surrender, abandoning Americans behind enemy lines. That display of weakness was seen by every enemy of America. And it was seen by Russia, by China, by North Korea, by Iran. Every one of them was taking the measure of the man in the Oval Office. And they concluded that Biden was weak and ineffective, and he wouldn't stop their ill intents. Now let's fast forward to Russia and how this plays out with Russia. Vladimir Putin is a KGB thug. He used to run the KGB, and he still behaves like he runs the KGB. He has said before that he considers the dissolution of the Soviet Union to be the greatest geopolitical disaster of the 21st century. What is Ukraine? Ukraine is the country directly to the west of Russia. Used to be part of the Soviet Union, a very important part of the Soviet Union. When America won the Cold War, when the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine broke off to be an independent nation, and Ukraine has aligned itself, instead of aligning itself with Russia, has aligned itself with America, has aligned itself with Europe. The people of Ukraine have said, we want to be with the West. We don't want to be under Putin's tyranny. We want to be free and have a vibrant democracy, and so they're allies. Putin wants Ukraine back. He wants to reassemble the Soviet Union. Now, in
this goes back to And Putin was doing this to Trump, just like differently. He was playing mind games. He had his fucking hand up him like a puppet, like an oven mitt. You know? He had it up there, and he was playing Trump like a fiddle. What he's doing now with Joe Biden is, he sees an elderly, weak-sounding, soft, old man who doesn't know what's going on, or seems to not know what's going on, and he's pushing him. He's pushing him. He's fucking with him a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot of it. Pushing into the Ukraine. It's not good. It's not good, and maybe we, Ted probably wants us to do something about it, but that would be us overextending ourselves, being a superpower, as these conservatives like to call us, and intervening where we shouldn't intervene. That is imperialism, when we try to spread our democracy in other countries that don't necessarily want to be governed by the same American systems that we have. That is where it goes wrong. That is why we pulled out of Afghanistan. It's not as a sign of weakness, as a smart thing to do, as the right thing to do, because it's not our place. We're wasting our time, our money, human lives, all this fucking stuff for a war that would never be won. Same thing with Russia. What are we going to do? What are we supposed to do? Fight the Russians? No, why are we getting involved? Putin wants us to get involved. He wants to fucking play that game. The smartest thing Biden could do is not fucking play in it. Don't play in the sandbox with the guy. Don't do it. There's slugs in there.
2014, Putin invaded Ukraine. Came into Ukraine, a region of Ukraine called the Crimea. People remember when the Crimea was invaded.
Yeah.
But he stopped. He didn't go all the way into Ukraine. And there's a reason he didn't go into Ukraine. He didn't go into Ukraine because Russia's principal source of revenue is selling oil and gas. John.
On here, he's going to talk about the pipeline that they're going to drill, that Biden's letting them. I don't know. I don't know much about oil. I think that we shouldn't have oil, period. So I disagree with everybody in this conversation. I just think, just don't touch oil. Stop fucking getting it. Do electric shit. We have the technology. We have solar panels. We have windmills. Donald Trump thinks that the sound of them causes cancer or something, but that what windmills don't make sound. You fucking weird old man. This is a bigger problem than just, Putin wants to drill the oil so it goes through Ukraine and down to him. Yeah, okay, cool. That sucks that they're going, that they're getting oil, which we take from other countries all the time. What are they doing that we don't do? Yeah, we don't invade Ukraine. Okay, we invade other countries. And we don't see that. Ted doesn't see that as a horrible thing. He would rather us stay in Afghanistan and continue bothering the fucking people there. We were getting nothing done. We got nothing done. Why would we stay there? And then with this, what do we do? What are we supposed to do, Ted? We're going to fight him? No. Like I said, that's part of his game. And if he gets the oil, I really don't give a fuck. So they make some money. So they get oil. What the fuck do you want from me? I think nobody should have oil. I think oil should be outlawed. I think we should fuck off with oil. So I don't think they should be drilling anything. So I'm upset if Biden allowed this to happen. I'm upset that Ted is just more worried about making money off of oil and Russia having more than us. I think that's ridiculous. I think this country is based on greed on both sides. Different types of greed. But it intersects sometimes. And dude, we're fucked. We're fucked. if this is what people like Ted Cruz, if this is what like Joe Biden is worried about, if this is what people are talking about, oil drilling, dude, I can't fucking believe it.
McCain used to refer to Russia, said Russia is a gas station with a country attached. Putin is funded by he's a petro tyrant, and their natural gas goes through Ukraine to get to Europe. And so the reason he didn't march tanks into Kiev is because if he had, the Ukrainians could have destroyed those pipelines, which would cripple Russia economically. They wouldn't be able to get their natural gas to market. That was 2014. 2015, Putin begins what's called Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 2 is a big natural gas pipeline under the sea that is designed to go directly from Russia.
Oh, it's natural gas. Okay, that shit's valuable. That shit's very valuable, but also we shouldn't be using that either. She had a teacher who they found natural gas on his property, and they offered him like $1 bajillion, and he took it and then quit teaching, and now he's like living life, and that is what I need to happen to me. That is the kind of striking gold that I need to happen to me. But no, like, as much as that is a problem for ecological reasons, I don't really care about Russia having money and having resources for their people. I don't. Putin, not a good guy. Putin, former KGB, scary, poisons journalists, fucking oil magnate, crazy, fucking would not sit in the same room as him. I have nightmares about him once a week type of guy. But why are we focused on blaming Joe Biden instead of trying to solve the problem? Instead of trying to eliminate natural gases and oils from what the world uses or runs off of, and instead switching to alternative sources that would save us from doom. Instead of worrying about how much money Russia's making off of natural gas. Like, sorry, that sucks, dude. That sucks that we don't have a Nord Stream 2. I get that you want one, Ted. But we don't have that. And it doesn't really fucking matter because we got solar panels, we got windmills, we got fucking all kinds of shit. We got Priuses. Unfortunately, Teslas.
To Germany to cut Ukraine out of the process. They started building it in 2015. In 2019, I introduced legislation to stop it, and I got bipartisan support. Democrats and Republicans supported my sanctions legislation. It passed the House overwhelmingly. It passed the Senate overwhelmingly. Donald Trump signed it into law. And here's the amazing thing. Putin stopped building the Nord Stream 2 pipeline literally the day Trump signed my sanctions legislation into law. Not even the next day or the next week. That day, the pipeline.
Oh, so he's mad about this because it's his sanctions. This is my shit. And the second Joe Biden came in, Putin was like, fuck that guy Ted Cruz. So it's all Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden ruined my Nord Stream deal. That was my thing. That was my mixtape I put out. And then he just completely screwed it up. He pulled a Morgan Wallen on me, took all my shit off the radio. It was just unfair. By the way, I love Morgan Wallen. Great guy. He has a beautiful pair of testicles that I wish he could share with me because I have none.
Stop. For over a year, the pipeline lay dormant. It was a hunk of metal at the bottom of the ocean. And then Joe Biden came into office.
And then the Fire Nation attacked.
After Election Day, Biden began projecting weakness and surrender to Putin. Biden was sworn in January 20th of 2021. Putin began building the pipeline again on January 24th, 2021. Literally 4 days after Biden put his hand on the Bible, Putin said, build the pipeline again. What we're seeing now is over 200,000 Russians.
He wanted to see what Biden would do. He's testing him. He's playing with him. He wants to see how far he can push things. We know that Vladimir Putin is a bad guy. So why are you blaming Joe Biden for something that Vladimir Putin is doing to try to manipulate the new administration or the year-old administration? Again, I'm not saying, oh, they're only a year old. I'm like they should be doing more, but like that's Putin playing fucking games, dude. So it's not Joe Biden's fault necessarily. Yeah, he could do more to be like, hey, you don't do that, Vladimir. I'm gonna, what am I doing? Where am I? I don't know. Just poops himself.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this
No,
message.
shut up. Shut up. I don't want you. Not again. Don't come back. Do not come back, Donald.
Troops on the border with Ukraine. The Biden administration has declassified their projections that we're projecting an invasion as soon as January or February of this next year. And the reason this invasion is real is because Biden waived the sanctions that I had authored, the sanctions that were
You see, he's so salty. The sanctions that I had authored, I wrote them on Microsoft Word, and then my Microsoft Word certification license, it got removed because I didn't pay it on time. So then I had to start all over again in Google Docs because I couldn't get the DocX over to the Google Doc. I didn't realize you could drag and drop that file right in and then it would read it. So I started all over again. And my Google Doc making this pipeline deal. And now Biden completely threw it out the window. I cried all night. I cried right before this. Ben, that's why I look like I'm crying, because I was crying over Joe Biden throwing out my mixtape out to the street. Like nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about good old Teddy. And that's why I'm here, complaining on TV like I always do. Because I have no testicles, as you know, Ben, as I've said many times. That my Ted Cruz is going down. Basically, what we have here, the two most annoying voices in one room, Ben Shapiro and Ted Cruz. Oh.
He waived them, gave a multi-billion-dollar gift to Putin, and now Putin is confident he can get his gas to Europe, and we are facing another foreign policy disaster. And the Biden administration...
It's just gas, dude. Fucking chill. It's literally just gas. You greedy son of a bitch. We don't need gas. We don't need oil. How many times do I have to say this? Forget about it. We can be the clean energy company. Shut your fucking mouth. And do the right thing for the environment, you stupid dummy. Before the North Pole fucking melts. And then we're all underwater. Do you like the Jonas Brothers, Ted? Do you like the Jonas Brothers? Because they have a song called Year 3000. And I don't know if you know this, but everybody lives underwater in the year 3000. You know why? Because you fucked up, Ted. And I've been to the year 3000. We're underwater because Ted Cruz is a dumbass. And he has no fucking testicles. That's not alright. Not alright.
Sadly, is learning that weakness and appeasement invites aggression.
Senator Cruz, the Biden administration has responded by suggesting that maybe they'll put some sanctions back in place, or maybe they'll strengthen some sanctions. Joe Biden openly said that we're not going to be putting any troops into Ukraine. Maybe in response to an invasion, we'll put some troops on the border of Ukraine, which is basically saying, well, after you invade, maybe we'll do something, which is a hell of a statement from the president of the United States. What do you make of the idea of further sanctions on the Russian regime, particularly use of the SWIFT international transaction system in order to cut down on their ability to receive money, for example?
Well, I think it's all ludicrous that nobody believes it's going to happen, and in particular, Putin doesn't believe it's going to happen. It's interesting. When Biden waived the sanctions on Nord Stream 2, everybody was upset. Republicans in Congress were upset. Democrats in Congress were upset. Ukraine and Poland, two close allies of ours, said publicly in June of this year, said that Biden was inviting Russian military aggression against Ukraine, that was going to be the consequence of it. Biden didn't care. The only stated advantage, like you ask yourself, okay, why would they do this? The reason they stated they did this is Germany, in particular, Angela Merkel, wanted it. And the Biden foreign policy team, I've joked that they sleep with votive candles of Angela Merkel under their beds. They revere Merkel. So they said, all right, we're going to make nice with Merkel. Now, the irony is Merkel's out of power. The German people voted and threw her party out of power. The new government opposes Nord Stream 2. So literally, the only benefit they got was to say that was goodwill with the outgoing head of government in Germany. The consequence was undermining Europe's security, undermining America's security, enriching Putin to the tune of billions of dollars. And now they're claiming, well, okay, where's the pipeline now? The pipeline is built. So Joe Biden, because he waived the sanctions, he let Putin complete the pipeline, but it's not on yet. To turn it on, it has to be certified. It needs government regulatory certifications. Those are pending in Europe. And the Biden administration, it could have stopped construction of the pipeline if it simply kept the sanctions.
That's not our business. That's not our business to go around policing the rest of the world. Why are we the world police? It's like Team America. We're literally America. Fuck yeah. Going to other countries and fucking shit up. Like, get out of there. Get out of there. Fuck off. Stay here. Fuck off. I haven't even seen Succession. I'm like, fuck off. Like, literally, dude, fuck off. Just focus. What happened to America first? What happened to America first? Huh? Your party, your whole fucking party, Ted and Ben, is about America first. But you're like, we need to go into Russia, we need to go into Ukraine and get this pipeline that doesn't involve us because we don't get any of the cut, and that's unfair to me. And I was greedy and did this bill, and now everybody's ignoring me, and it hurts. It hurts so bad.
It didn't want to do that. Now what it's saying is, well, if Putin invades Ukraine, we'll impose all these sanctions on Russia. The reason nobody finds that remotely credible is they're not imposing sanctions now. It's better to stop the invasion before the fact than after the fact. And one of the things they're saying is, well, we'll let Putin turn on Nord Stream 2. But then, if Putin invades Ukraine, then we will sanction and shut down the pipeline. Well, once the pipeline is on and they've shut off Ukraine, you're going to get to February of next year when the Europeans are getting their natural gas that heats their homes, and you're going to ask the Europeans, okay, now freeze to death and turn off the heat at your homes. It's an absurd threat. It's why Putin wants Europe subject to this economic blackmail. And the Biden administration, it is a threat that Germany knows is a joke. It's a threat that Europe knows is a joke. And most importantly, it's a threat that Putin knows is a joke. If you want to stop the invasion, do it before the invasion happens. And by the way, it's not just combined with waiving sanctions.
We're supposed to be an anti-imperialist administration, at least, at face value, at least, to the dumb people that don't realize we're staging coups in other countries and all that other shit that we do. But at face value, we're taking a less imperialist approach to our foreign policies. There are consequences to that. There are consequences to any decision that is made in the government, whether you see it as a good or bad decision. Always there will be consequences. There will be somebody or something that suffers. Of course. But when we're not involved in something, and we try to get involved, that costs us human lives, that costs other people, other countries human lives, costs money, resources. It drains everybody involved. We don't need to make anything worse than it already is. We need to fix what's going on here in this country. We have too many people living in tents on the streets of California who are, being moved all the time, like get out of here and go somewhere else, and they literally don't have fucking homes. People don't have health insurance. They're dying of COVID. They're getting sick, getting their families sick. People are uneducated about vaccines. There is poverty all over the fucking place, right? And Ted and his people are worried about Nord Stream 2, worried about fucking oil and gas. Dude, forget about it. Forget about it. It's not our oil. It's not our gas. Let them do whatever the fuck they're doing, okay? I'm not saying let there be a war. Let them, invade Ukraine. They just want the fucking oil and gas, dude. And you know what? Nobody should have the oil and gas. That's what it should come down to. If you're going to stop the pipeline or whatever, stop everybody. Not just Russia. Stop fucking everybody from drilling, including us. All the fracking that Biden is doing or has allowed to happen under him that nobody talks about, that's fucked up. But you're probably fine with that. That's why you don't talk about it. You agree with him doing that. But when it comes to foreign policy, when we don't get involved in other countries' shit, then you start getting mad, you start getting upset because you are the one who wants to police what goes on in other countries. When that is not our place, and we need to mind our own fucking business, like I said, we have enough people here that are suffering, that we should be focused on helping. So it's stupid. It's so stupid to hear him fucking complain about this annoying shit. Because he's wrong. He's greedy. He is so stupid for being a Harvard-educated man. But it's only because he doesn't want to admit that he was ever wrong. That's what, all these politicians do. They never admit that they fucked up on both sides. It's not just Ted. And I'm not saying the Biden administration didn't fuck up the way that they pulled out of Afghanistan. They did. They went about it pretty bad. I mean, there was no easy way to rip off the Band-Aid. But having spoken to people who were in the military, who were in the Navy, they say it just was not a good strategy the way they did it. And that's fine. You can say that. But to say pulling out shows weakness, to say not getting involved in these affairs with Russia is weakness, all of that, no. It's being smart and protecting the American people and not going to send soldiers to go off and die for something that doesn't really matter, for fucking oil and gas. It's so annoying. It's very annoying. And I just I don't know why we can't just move on from fossil fuels. Anyways, let's move on before I flip out anymore. Let's move on to some Karens flipping out. We got keeping up with the Karens.
And a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart.
Watch your profanity. Smoke weed every day.
Okay. Is this it? Yep. This is the most recent one. Wait. Boom.
Tell that sucker, get out of here.
Okay.
Because I don't want you as a goddamn neighbor.
Awesome.
You're a lousy neighbor.
Tell me more.
You and that sucker over
Tell me more.
there, back off.
Tell me more. I'm going to post this, dude.
An idiot. How do you like it fighting now?
Yeah, Dave, I can't wait till you come back, man. Yeah, yeah, man.
Male whore.
Are you propositioning me?
Male whore.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Does that mean some sort of certification that's different than this?
Yeah, it's not specified in it.
Okay. Oh, I saw this one. This was recent. I didn't see this on podcast. So this dude, he's wearing a thong on his face, like a mask, and he's like, "Oh, why is this a problem? Why is this a problem? It's covering my face. It's covering my face. It's women's underwear. It's cloth, right? It's a cloth mask, pretty much. So what's the problem? What's the fucking problem, huh?"
I think we go by what's allowed on the airplane. I'll pass it on to the captain.
You walk all the way back here without a mask over your nose. What's the difference?
You're gonna have to come off the airplane. They're not gonna let you travel.
What?
Non-mask compliance.
So I can't fly because this doesn't work?
Correct.
I'm here to ask you a question. Did he just get kicked off for wearing a mask?
It's between 5 and 6, sir. You have to put your mask on.
Did he just get kicked off
Sir,
for
I don't know
wearing a
what's
mask?
going on, but I'm asking you. It has to be in between 5 and 6. That's the federal law, okay?
Sit. Now I'm biting you.
Now put it back on. Now put your
Did
mask
he
on.
just get kicked off for
Sir,
wearing
I
that
don't
mask?
know what's
I'm out of
going
here.
What?
Forget it. I'm out of here.
This dude is mad that other dude got kicked off for wearing panties on his face as a mask, and now he's got his mask down in solidarity. He's like, you know what? I'm getting off this flight. Okay, dude, you're good luck getting a refund. Flights cost like $1,000 depending on where you're going and when you're going. Since this is around the holiday season, it was probably really fucking expensive. So good luck getting a refund when you're the one who walked off the flight yourself because you refused to follow federal policy.
You know this whole thing's ridiculous.
You know this whole thing is
It's not my law, sir. It's the federal government law. Take it up with him.
You guys are getting out there. If they don't want to abide by the mask policy, then we wear the mask and take the aircraft.
Oh my god.
No, you're discriminating against me. I need to breathe air.
You're discriminating against me. I need to breathe air, she says. So this is in what, like a Trader Joe's, some grocery store, and she's being told she gotta go.
No.
Already there. They're on their way.
Okay. All right. You don't have no balls. You're a little... Because you have the law on your side to protect and not discriminate against people. And you do not have the law on your side to discriminate. No, I'm not breaking the law. I have the rights. Code 51. Yeah, this is America.
This is America. Yeah, this is America, and we're getting ravaged by the Omicron variant. So that, yeah.
Little no ball headed. No, get away from me. Get out of my face. Get out of my face and I'll eat. Okay. You know what I love? I love you to grow some balls and stand up for people. Stand up for the Americans.
Stand up for the Americans? Yeah, he is. That's what's so backwards about when these anti-vaxxers say that kind of stuff. Stand up for Americans. Like, he is. He's trying to protect everybody in this grocery store during a very highly contagious variant of COVID. And you should be grateful of that he's trying to ensure safety during a pandemic that we've been in for 2 years because people like you can't put on a mask, can't get fucking vaccinated. Oh my God. Literally just die. Just die, okay? Like, I cannot stand the people who are fucking just ruining this for everybody else. And are like, I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to endanger everybody else. No, you don't deserve to live. You don't deserve to live. I'm sorry. This lady, and she looks like she COVID would eat her up. COVID would eat her up. And you know what? I hope it does. I hope it does. I usually don't. But this bitch, stand up for Americans. Like, bitch, you do the right thing for Americans. You put your fucking mask on when you come to the grocery store. Don't get in people's faces. Fucking idiot. Yeah, get out. Get out. parent of the week already? We're only 3 minutes in.
Complaining about that is not even.
I'm not complaining about nothing. She's the one that's complaining. It's a nuisance call. Every time.
My nasty neighbor talking about my 8-year-old nonverbal autistic child. Oh, no.
When we come home and we have to listen to that, we have to fence ourselves in, block ourselves into the house. We hear the kid inside the house at night, in the daytime.
He's not out there at night.
When he's out in the...
You're calling the police on an 8-year-old autistic kid? Like, wow. You are a freak of nature, bro. With your shirt off, like red body, like ew. You fucking freak. Like, mind your own fucking business. You don't like autistic people, you don't like the screaming. You can figure out a way to deal with that, okay? I get it. It can be annoying. Trust me. I know a lot about autism, and it's very difficult. You need a lot of patience to deal with that, and I get it. But this is calling the police on an 8-year-old child is petty and stupid, and wow. All right, I think I fixed the volume.
Cold when he's out in the mud.
You called CPS on her, and they said that it's fine.
It's not fine. It wasn't fine. The police that was over here saw what was going on.
Okay.
But when he reported it to the Child Protective Services, they couldn't do nothing about it.
Correct.
Because none of their people were here witnessing what she does on a daily basis.
What, lets her kid play in the yard?
That's all we do.
There you go again. It's not just as simple as playing in the yard.
Okay.
She's using the kid as a weapon to destroy our peace.
I don't even know you.
She's using the kid as a weapon to destroy our peace. No, do you not understand what a developmental disability is? Are you that dumb? Like, that's so stupid to come out here with no shirt on, leaning against this fence, you fat fuck, complaining about a disorder that you know nothing about, calling CPS on a mom who's just trying to take care of her autistic child. Because you don't like the noises. Because you don't like the noises? Dude, you are lucky that you aren't getting locked up for false reporting.
Guys.
Absolutely. And when I 2 years ago, when I told her the way you take care of an autistic child is you put him in a facility.
He doesn't have any kids.
And I help.
You put them in a facility? No, you don't put them in a facility. If you can take care of them yourselves and help them recover, there is actually a way to do that. It's called occupational therapy. You can do that at home. It's expensive, but it's possible. So you don't just give up and put them in a fucking home. That's what losers do. That's what people who don't know how to parent, who don't want to parent, who don't want to deal with that do. It's not the right thing to do.
Them build a shed that would have all the things that the kid needs. Heat in the winter, cold in the summer, the water, tiled, windows, so that he couldn't escape. This child
not in months.
Off of the
not
property.
in months.
Shoot, is he suggesting to lock the kid away in a shed? Like a barnyard animal? That's disgusting, dude. Wow. This isn't like a COVID-related one. This is just gross. And it goes on for a while. Holy shit. All right, let me fast forward a little, because this is...
See like that right there? Yes. A shed like that is a facility that the kid could be in and to be safe, couldn't escape from.
Couldn't escape from. Like, he's a fucking animal. Yeah, keep him in a shed, dude. That's so stupid. What is this argument? What are you trying to say, that disabled people need to be put in a shed and locked away? Fuck you, dude. Wow.
It would be cool in the summer, hot in the evening.
But you do realize we can't make her build that, right?
No. When I suggested that with her father-in-law, okay, was on the phone. I talked to him about it first, and he agreed with me that was what should have been done. He was even willing to pay for it, okay? And the mother-in-law...
Okay, yeah, but that's the father-in-law. She's the mother. She's the mother, not the father-in-law. She is the mother. So it's her decision whether or not she wants to hole her kid up in a shed, you fucking weirdo. Stay minding your own business. Dude, you're lucky that, like, you don't live near someone with a gun. You are so lucky that you don't live near someone with a gun, with your not minding your own business ass harassing autistic children. Wow.
I was also in agreement. Now, when I came here the very next day and told her about it, she was obstinate, narrow-minded, and walked away from the conversation.
Well, yeah, but
Because she doesn't want to put her kid in a fucking shed. You weird man.
say where you're coming from, because like you're hoping that's what happens, but like she doesn't have to do it.
A responsible person of an autistic child would understand that that's the most amount of sense that you could possibly make out of the situation. Not putting up barbed wire that a kid is
There's no barbed wire. You can
strangle himself with it,
No.
and then put a plastic. I don't understand how the plastic is stopping the noise that the kid's making.
It's trying to keep
Oh my God.
you from seeing him.
Seeing it?
Seeing him,
It's
yes.
not a matter of seeing
It's
it.
his privacy.
It's a matter of the noise. And you didn't get that fact from the very first time we mentioned it to you.
Possibly you haven't done anything with your property to make it better.
Erica.
No,
You don't
you're with the
understand
problem.
No,
no,
you're
this
the
is your problem. No, this is your problem.
You've made more
If it was
nuisance
my
calls
problem,
about us
if it was my
complaining about
problem, it
your
would have been
situation.
fixed. But it's yours.
Came into the district. I've talked to her.
So what?
I'm
She's
just saying-
supposed to. We're taxpayers here. We deserve peace and quiet too.
We're taxpayers here. Are you assuming that they're not? What color is the lady he's yelling at? I would love to know. Because it seems like he's starting to go into racial territory when he starts saying that assuming or accusing this woman of not paying taxes and that he is a tax-paying American. That is what people say when they are accusing somebody of not being a citizen. If you don't know that trick, then now you know. It's like a passive-aggressive dig. Not so passive, though. Not so passive.
Taxpayer? She's a renter.
Okay.
You don't think my husband's going to inherit this property?
Who cares?
It's his property.
He's not inheriting it now. And you told your mother-in-law who owns the property, you told
To
the
do
owner
whatever
of the
he wants us
property.
to do.
You told the owner of the property to go screw themselves. And you were going to do what you wanted to do, not what they wanted to do.
Let's not continue to argue. So what would be the solution to this issue?
The solution would be have her talk some sense into her and do the right thing by the child. Don't keep the child in the elements. And
It's not the right thing by the child. What are you talking about? It's not the right thing by the child. It's just what you want to happen. Like, it's just, you don't want there to be noise anymore. So you want the kid to be put in a shed because that is more convenient to you. That is selfish. That is psychotic and entitled. The fact that you think you can just go around doing this and telling people what they should do with their disabled kids. Putting them in a shed like they're an animal. That's so dehumanizing, you fucking weirdo. And you're like literally no shirt, khaki shorts, receding gray hairline, fucking. It sounds like emphysema.
destroying the child's welfare.
Actually, he's very happy. You can hear him.
Neighbor's peace of mind. Okay.
He's happy. You can hear him.
I just know from my
He's
experience.
not happy.
He's very
You listen
happy.
to him moan every
You
day.
don't know anything about autism.
Autistic kids, they have to stimulate themselves, and being inside is not good for them.
Stimulation, okay, comes in many forms.
Okay.
And the hose that he's actually playing with right now.
I don't care.
It was my suggestion 2 years ago. Okay. Now the thing is that when he graduates into becoming more of a noise nuisance, it's not black plastic that's going to solve the problem. And as the kid gets older and he does the things that he can do as an autistic child, it's going to become a bigger and bigger problem.
Okay, but
you can't have a
you.
16 and
It's
17
gonna be a bigger problem for you.
18-year-old child standing around masturbating and making noises like this in the neighborhood where everybody
was he
can hear.
masturbating?
Well, what do you think he's going to do?
So
You're just assuming that, though. You're just assuming that. Like, why are you talking about somebody else's kid masturbating when he's not even, like, doing that? You fucking creep. This is somebody just in way too much into somebody else's business and should be arrested. Does he get arrested? He should.
Like their hands are tied. This is on their property. He's not breaking any.
All right. Is there a thing called nuisance calling?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Explain to what nuisance calling
It could be a noise
is.
ordinance, but what he's doing is not a noise ordinance.
I'm not talking about the noise ordinance against what we're hearing. I'm talking about her calling the cops on us when we try to explain to her that she should be doing
Your
the
wife
right
is
thing
not
with an
talking to me.
autistic
She's
child.
screaming and yelling.
So you could go downtown and try to get an injunction. Which
Oh, please do it. Do it.
I will literally.
Oh my God, I'd be so
I'll send it to
happy.
both of you guys. You guys can go.
Please get an injunction.
Let me talk. Both of you guys can don't go downtown to the courthouse. You know where the courthouse is?
Yes.
Okay, you go downtown and you can try.
It is? You want to go to court?
I know that. I
get an
know.
injunction?
But it's not going to solve the issue. But I'm just trying to give him
what,
options.
Erica?
You know what I'm saying?
You are really.
You can say whatever you
You're
want,
in a
guys.
bad place mentally. You're in a
No,
bad
you're the
place.
one making these weird accusations. You don't even know about my child.
I know everything about everything that you've done
You
here
think
since
you
you
know.
got here. I was the one that signed the papers that made it allowing that you could be here in the first place. Do you remember that?
No, that didn't matter.
This is my parents' place.
The fact of the matter is that I work with her. I cooperate.
Why don't you
with her.
guys
I
move?
do everything as
If
a
you're
good
so
neighbor should have
unhappy,
done.
why don't you
but
move?
she does nothing in return. She doesn't even consider it.
That's because of you.
Yeah, that's because
That
we
is not
did.
what I told her to build.
No, you.
I told you what to build.
No, you didn't. You don't want him over
And
there. You don't
And
want
he
him
doesn't go over there.
That takes care of it.
The day that they
takes
finished
care
it,
of
he was on my
hasn't gone
property.
over there in months.
The
Yeah,
day
because of
he
me.
finished it,
He opened the gate.
escaped.
And he
I'm
was
going to
on
tell
my
you something. I gave you the solution. I
No, you
told
didn't.
you.
No,
I
you
told you.
No.
Take a shed and equip the shed to keep your
Put him in the
kid
box.
in a safe place.
Listen, I've explained the rights that you have. I
Uh-huh.
explained their rights.
Uh-huh.
There's really, our hands are tied.
This is not rights. This is making the person understand that she has a responsibility as an autistic mother
Okay.
to be
not
doing
your
things
problem.
But
better than that.
And
That's
I-
not
and-
better.
And I've explained
That's
to
not
you
your
like
problem.
they're allowed to parent
That's
however
not
they
my
want.
problem. It's your problem.
It's not your
I've
problem.
explained to you
It's
they can
not.
parent however they want. As Child Protective Services has been over here and
Yes.
investigated them.
Yes.
That's their prelim. You can
Needs
CPS is
education.
definitely going to be able to call, or they're going to be able to make contact with the child. 'Cause the child probably goes to school, so.
Yes.
We can't make contact either, but when he's on my property, we got to
and
hurt him and walk
that is the
property.
only time we could do something if that child is on your property. Okay.
When was the last time he was on your property?
Now,
When was the last
what is the responsible thing to that response that you just said? Why is she buried in a room thumbing her phone when the child that she's supposed to be supervising?
Why is this your business, dude? What are you doing?
And I'm watching him, and
all
we
over
have
the
cameras.
neighborhood.
We have cameras everywhere.
He's in there.
I got you. Listen.
The thing is, you need to educate yourself about how to bring up an autistic child
Oh
and
my
yourself.
god. Yeah, says the dude who says the best solution is to put them inside of a Area 51 type facility where they're locked down and can't escape. Yeah, dude, that's the perfect way to do it. Just dehumanize them completely and further enable them to have issues. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Wow, you fucking idiot. As somebody who used to mentor autistic kids, do not listen to this guy. Do not listen to this guy. If you are a parent, you have an autistic child, do not build a facility and lock them inside. That is not what you're supposed to do. Actually help them get better. Look up occupational therapy. Look up things you can do. Talk to an occupational therapist. There are steps you can take that aren't dehumanizing to the kid. And you need to know that what this dude is saying is batshit crazy. That is
Go back inside. I'm going to let them go back inside.
Oh my god, that is so stressful. Like, imagine being that dude. Like, how pathetic of a life do you have to have where you call CPS, you call the police, you call all of these fucking things on an autistic child. Like, you literally can't handle this like an adult. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. Let's chill. All right, let's do a relationship advice before we get out of here. My voice is starting to go. All right. We got to help this young person out. They're 18 female guy, 20 bought me lunch, then expected sex from me afterwards. How do I respond to this? I mean, it's pretty simple. Fuck off. Block them. You block them. You say fuck off. I don't owe you fucking sex. You can't buy sex from me. What the fuck? Okay, so a friend / classmate from college asked to hang out with me last week when he saw on my Snapchat story that I posted a picture I received my associate's degree. I agreed because I thought it'd be nice to catch up with him. We haven't ever had anything more than friendship or indicated that. He took me to a place and I got a $10 lunch special. He paid, although I offered to pay the whole bill or at least my half. After that, he drives us to the park and we sat in his car for a bit and talked. Then he proceeded to move things quick by kissing me and pulling my pants down. I was very shocked because I didn't think he ever saw it that way. I saw him as a friend. We had a long conversation that went on for an hour. He was complimenting me but also getting frustrated. Like he was honest that he found me hot and wanted to get with me, and I know he was getting upset because he kept rubbing his head and sighing in frustration, asking if we were going to do it or not, considering he got us lunch. Considering he got us lunch? Wow, dude. That's how you think you get laid? You buy a girl lunch and they're just obligated to have sex with you even if they don't want to? Wow. So this is not somebody you want to be with. This is not somebody you want to associate yourself with, just straightforward. So I didn't really know what else to say besides that I felt uncomfortable and needed time and asked him to drive me home. Now, a few days ago, he said he wanted to take me out to dinner, and I feel like he's going to be expecting sex again even though nothing happened last time. Edit, I forgot to include my question. I wasn't sure how to respond to this, or if I really did owe him sex since it technically wasn't a date, and he didn't ask me out since he worded it like a hangout. I mean, that's a dude that treats women like objects. He thinks he's entitled to sex because he pays for a $10 lunch. He's not, that's not anything. That's literally nothing. That's a nice gesture. That's a cool thing to do. Yeah, it's you'll see that and be like, oh, that's sweet. But it doesn't mean you spent $10 on me. Now I have to have sex with you. No, you're better than that. You don't have to go out with this person. You can ghost them, block them, whatever you have to do. Even tell them you were really uncomfortable with the fact that they felt entitled to have sex with you because they bought you lunch. You could say all those things. You could communicate that. Or you could block them. You got multiple choice here. You got multiple choice. Whatever way you go about it, you're not in the wrong. So, take that as you will. I gotta go. I am in need of food and I need to hop into the metaverse for a little bit and work on the comedy club. But anyways, it's good to be back. It is good to be back. Thank you for sticking with me, to the people who have. This has been the Short News Podcast. I love you guys very much. You can follow me at Alex_Mador on Twitter, Alex Mador on Instagram. I'll be there. I'll be everywhere else. Alright. Love you and peace. Sorry.
It's really that time of year, and your team might finally do it. Or if you're a Rams fan, you might just want to book the trip now. This year, Super Bowl 56 is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, February 13th. You can scour resellers to buy an overpriced ticket closer to the day, or you can lock in the Super Bowl experience of a lifetime now with our friends at On Location. True 50-yard line seats, only available with On Location. An invite to celebrate on the field with the champs. On Location, yes, you want to craft a perfect confetti angel like I did? Go to the game with On Location, and it's not just about gameplay. From dinner with NFL legend Marcus Allen to pre-game parties featuring acoustic sets for Wyclef, the official hospitality partner of the NFL is offering the most exclusive ticket packages available. Want to know how? Visit onlocationexp.com/SB56 or search Super Bowl On Location. That's right. Search Super Bowl On Location. Make the trip of a lifetime. It's your shot. Take it.